Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
We love casting
Unexpected
spells.
item in bagging area. Please remove item
Unexpected
from
item
bagging
in the
area.
bagging area. Thank you for shopping with Meyer.
Thank you for shopping at Meyer.
Alright, well, hello. We are the Half-Rest Heroes. We are back with the Tales of Solare campaign, and this is the Phowl Phantoms Session 6. So let us dive back in. Previously, the Phantoms have returned from their first mission as official members of the Dawnstriders. After having lived through the grueling battle that took place in Coma and a short journey home, some much-needed reflection and rejuvenating took place as the Phantoms went their separate ways throughout Eden, before regrouping back at the Dawnstriders the next day to meet with Marner. And I don't actually remember if any specific time was agreed upon for you guys to meet back up, so we can either figure that out as a group out of character.
I think we just said like in the morning.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
we slept this the last time.
I think we just said we would meet up in the morning.
Okay. Well,
You know, as morning can be.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you guys the option if you want to do a couple more downtown activities, if you choose. But if not, we can just jump straight into it.
I think I'm good.
I'm good,
I'm also
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I'm good for now.
Okie dokie. So, it is now, we'll say 9 o'clock in the morning. Miraculously, you all arrive at HQ at the same time. As you head inside, you find Mallory and Marner. They seem to be in a very heated argument. And you sort of walk in and catch the end of it as you walk over. Mallory, we can't keep sending people to Sargrim. It's too much of a risk. I hate to say it, but it's likely those three didn't make it. Watch it. I don't ever want to hear you talk like that, Marner. You have to hold out some hope that they are okay. We know they are capable of handling themselves. Can't keep tiptoeing around Sargrim, especially right now. We've proven we can make it through the forest in the past, and that means we're the ones who can hold them accountable. Besides, they're one of our most experienced groups, just below Emerald Gale, who made it to their location, right? Well, yes, but even they lost some... Marner just pauses and begins to sulk a little bit. I don't know what we do, sir. Mallory sort of pauses for a moment to calm down. We will send the rest of the members of Onyx Heart to retrieve them once they are finished in Arlen. I will hear no more objections. After this, Mallory sort of storms off further into HQ as Marner just sighs before noticing you all standing at the entrance. Oh, Phantoms, you're back from Coma. I'm sorry for the theatrics. We are dealing with a situation regarding one of our other groups, but please, sit down, and we can discuss your mission in a minute. Let me go grab some papers. Marner steps away briefly before returning once again. Now then, how did your first gig go? Marner seems a bit oblivious to the outcome that transpired in Coma.
Well, we completed the mission.
That's for sure.
It was a lot more complicated than we thought it was going to be.
That's for sure.
And
Care to explain?
the Coma and the orcs basically went in a full-scale battle.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it seems the two groups have been feuding for generations, and we kind of jumped in the middle of it for a minute.
You said you completed the mission, though. In what capacity?
What,
Well, the mission was to return the. Is he a chief?
well,
The
the
chief's daughter?
daimyo's daughter.
Daimyo.
The daimyo's
Daimyo's
daughter.
We brought
Yeah.
the daimyo's daughter back to the daimyo.
Okay.
Then,
The next day, the orcs invaded Coma,
Mm-hmm.
and
we kind of had to leave because intervening beyond that capacity would, I don't know, look unwell for the Dawnstriders.
and also, even if we intervened and afterwards we wouldn't have solved anything, one side would have just, whichever losing side still would have come back after we left.
I see. Well, I guess you did finish the task at hand. I guess, yeah, congrats. Unfortunate the circumstances, but I think you guys made the right choice in getting out of there as soon as you could. But
Wondering if I may interject. If our
Please.
If our interests or lay against the people you have commissioned us with, how are we representing you in any action we take, or is there a certain way that we can allow ourselves to act as an independent group without harming the Dawnstrider's reputation, just in the future?
Marner sort of thinks for a second. Well, that is a fine line that you have to walk. But if it were up to me, I would say stick to what you think is right. And the outcome of that decision, you'll just have to live with. Sure, the Dawnstriders are a big organization known across throughout the continent, but it's not like we're there to play devil's advocate. Our top concern is the safety of our members. So, whatever you all felt in terms of what you thought was the right option, the most safe option, I commend you for it. Don't worry about reputation.
Okay. Bottom line is you trust us in what decision we make at that time. So we can act without a fear of harming that reputation. Okay.
Hello, Yutaka.
Good to know.
Hello, Jensen. Jennets.
Welcome, welcome. Just to catch you up, we kicked off. Phantoms had reunited the next morning after coming back from their journey home. Now they're in Dawnstrider's HQ. They walked in on Marner and Mallory in an argument, and now they are talking to Marner about the last quest.
Alrighty.
All right.
Is everyone here for this discussion argument?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Well then, I will get your papers filled out and report on your progress for this mission. Why don't you guys hang tight for a bit, and I will get your next mission prepped for you. Marner steps out once again after taking his notes and whatnot on your guys' last quest. Yeah, you guys have some time to just chat amongst yourselves.
Well, if we want to go for a more low-key mission, apparently Sargrim isn't that.
Didn't sound like it. I wonder what that was all about.
Makes me very curious.
Oh yeah, to fill you in, the argument they were having was about a group that went to Sargrim that hasn't reported back to them yet, and they were trying to decide what to do, whether to send like reinforcements in to retrieve them somehow or whatnot. So, just a little context.
Gotcha. Well, Joffrey will say to the group, I mean, it might be dangerous, but we are here to help out Marner and Marnie, and they've been nothing but gracious as hosts. If we were a party out there and we were looking for help, I think it'd be very nice knowing that help was coming. So, might be worth considering.
But also, if this was a top-tier group that went missing, I doubt we would fare any better.
Well, sometimes going second through the door helps. Knowing
Well,
What's to
we're not even second. From their discussion, it seemed they've tried this multiple times.
I think maybe if they want our group to help out, they'll probably come to us. I'm not sure we're exactly qualified to rescue a group that's, better than we are at combat and everything.
Let's
I guess.
Let's explore our options, and if something doesn't interest us, then maybe we can ask about that and learn a little bit more before we get our prejudgments there.
I forget, did they give us options for job last time?
No.
I think that was our kind of like first run or test in a way.
So much for an intro mission.
Marner steps back in. Alright. I have got your guys' next mission prepared. So sit tight as I explain. But first, any questions before I lay it on you?
I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, if you come over here to the map, I've got a little surprise for you. Marner pulls out of his pocket a new little like chess piece looking thing for the map, little token. It looks like an owl, a white owl that is sort of very luminescent, and it's sort of giving off like these ghostly strands of smoke.
Bird.
Oh, it's a little Phowl Phantom.
That's correct.
Hold on.
Bird.
This is
Did
your
we
party's
Sorry, go ahead.
This is your party's map token. So, we are starting here in Eden. What were you going to say some more?
Did we ever tell him it was an owl?
I think we did.
I don't actually
I
know.
think so.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Whether we did or didn't,
Bird.
who cares?
Bird.
It's a bird anyway.
Bird.
So, Phantoms, your next mission will have you heading into Agni, the country directly to our west. In Agni, you will head to what's known as Fire Island. On the map, you can see it is that top red circle. The Council of Fire has requested that we retrieve a substance that is on that island, known as Fyrite. The Council believes that this substance can be used in a new technology that they have been working on that would help eradicate this everlasting night. They've told us that the island is sort of off limits to normal people. Well, I shouldn't say off limits. It's more just anyone who goes on that island, they just gotta be careful. The residents of this island are, shall we say, a little less civilized. Sure, they don't mind visitors, but they are very protective of this so-called Fyrite. So, should they catch you taking any, they can become hostile within a second. So, our job is to sneak into the island, find some Fyrite, and get off without them noticing. And then return it to the city Calpheon, to the Council of Fire. In fact, the only way to get directly onto the island is to take a charter from Calpheon.
Why don't the natives like people taking this?
Well, from apparently, this Fyrite is very special to them. It is said that long ago, a giant object fell out of the sky and landed on the island. And ever since then, people of the island have sort of worshipped this flaming ball of fire that fell out of the sky. And they're very particular about anyone taking any piece of it off of the island. So that's the main reason.
So you want us to steal it?
Well, I don't want you to steal it, but the Council of Fire wants you to take it. The Council has tried to send a few people of their own to the island, but anytime they do, it seems like the natives kind of catch on pretty fast to what's going on. So they figure that if they send in us, we might have a better chance.
I do have one question. Why
What's that?
do they think that we, as a group, would be successful in this mission? I mean, not to give us like a bad rap, but it seems fairly dangerous for an inexperienced group such as ours to infiltrate an island full of hostile natives.
Well, it comes down to one simple reason, and this is why I assigned you guys this mission. It's because no one knows who you are yet. You mentioned
So we're
reputation.
expendable.
Somewhat, but I think you're also very well suited for this mission, considering the mission you just went on. You were able to get on and off of the other island that you were just on, no?
Well, yes,
Yes.
but I'm gonna look toward the rest of the group.
I mean, I think we're fairly capable, but
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had lots of time, doing things as a group, and I think it would be good practice as long as it's not, I don't know, as long as our chances aren't fatal.
Oh, of course. There's always a chance of that, but I think what they're saying is that because of the similar nature of this mission, they believe in our capacity to perform. I'm more curious on whether you think the Council of Fire has good authority in saying that this is something that will bring the sun back. Is
That's a
there
good
any
point.
proof they said that this would... I mean, any artifact that has fire could be said to replace the sun, but it seems kind of a stretch, no?
I understand your concern. However, there are numerous past cases of Fyrite, which is somewhat known across the continent in many different countries by different names, as sort of this substance that what's the word? It's sort of an all-encompassing substance, if you will. It's been said to work wonders for countless number of folks. So, if the council believes that this can forward their progress, then we have no reason to question them, seeing as how past results have mostly been positive. Plus, the council is one of our most closest allies, so...
Yeah, I guess just dittoing what Selminor said. Only you can really speak on the reliability of this group. I mean, we're all relatively, aside from a couple of us, relatively new to this area, and I just don't want to be set up as like a fall guy for something that could be very sinister in actuality. I mean, as long as you trust them, I trust them, but I just want to be sure.
Oh, that reminds me. I will actually be accompanying you on this mission. So, any sort of worries that you may have with the council, I will handle them. You see, I'm originally from Agni, so I know the area quite well. Plus, I've got a few friends who work for the council. And I know I'd definitely trust them.
Oh, well, this must be a pretty important mission if you're coming with us.
You could say that, but I feel guilty for just sort of throwing you guys to the flames last time, so I figured I would come with you just to test you on the, on the battlefield. See what you guys are like.
Well, if we're just trying to not get caught, then hopefully there will be no battlefield this time.
One can hope. But there's no guarantees. So, if there are no more questions, I would like to leave as soon as possible.
I think I'll be able to wrap up my activities within the day.
You're good to go whenever.
I'm also good to go.
Okay.
I'm all set.
One last thing. Has the collective tried negotiating for the fire, whatever it is? If they think it can truly bring the sun back, wouldn't the natives want that?
You would think, but the natives like to stick to their guns, no matter the circumstances. And any time that they've tried in the past, it really hasn't gotten anywhere. So the council feels they don't have any other choice than to, I guess, elude these people as best they can without harming them.
If it's something that they seemingly worship, then they're not. It's not something they're just gonna willingly hand over.
I mean, I guess not, but this seems like a very out of the ordinary scenario. But I guess that we don't really know what everyone's thinking at every time, so who knows, I guess. Except them.
I mean, hell, they might think that that's the only thing that's keeping us alive, and in a way, difference in opinion and difference in interpretation of events. I mean, who can say for sure why the sun disappeared?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty reasonable or not reasonable, pretty likely. I agree.
Regardless, I think the best thing we can do is go and find out ourselves what the situation is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have some business at the School of Divine, but past that, I'll be able to go.
Very well. I will let you handle your business, and when you're ready, you can meet us by the western gate.
Will do.
And with that, Marner goes further into the HQ just to prepare, and you guys are sort of left to do what you want until you guys have to meet up.
I have a meeting with, I believe her name is Wylia Fortage?
Yes, Fortage.
You're free to join me if you will, or if you're not interested. I just want to collect on some more information.
You go with.
I'll also go with.
All right. Then I'll head over to the School of Divine. I believe I've set up an appointment prior to this.
I honestly don't remember, but sure.
It was kind of a vague kind of thing of like, I'll be back in about a week kind of thing.
All right. Yeah, so you find Headmaster Fortage's office within the School of the Divine. Open it up, and sure enough, there she is at her desk. As you open the door, she lifts her head. It's like, oh, Silmanor, right?
Yeah.
How can I help you?
I was thinking Well, we could have that appointment I spoke about a week ago.
Oh, yes. Let me put away some things and we can have a chat. So she starts cleaning a couple things off of her desk before sitting back down and I guess just folding her hands. So, what is it you would like to know?
I was wondering, do you know anything about the significance of Fyrite, is it called? Is that have any religious significance in history in its uses?
Fyrite. Well, in some cases, yes. However, not a lot of cases. The most significant one, I would say, is the people of Fire Island worship the substance. They don't really have any particular god per se, but whatever the Fyrite substance came from is sort of what they worship.
It comes from the sky.
So they say.
So this Fire Island is the only recorded place where Fyrite has been found.
Not necessarily. There have been past cases of Fyrite across the continent. For example, there's an island just off the coast of Fyrite with a mining town called Hogbottom. There, they mine a similar substance to this Fyrite. They don't call it the same thing, but essentially it is the same substance.
Interesting.
Being from Fyrite, have I heard about this mine or this substance before?
You have heard of Hogbottom, but anything that you know was kept very under wraps, so it's very little.
Interesting. And I think maybe, is there any religious records, more delving just to the idea of, well, the sun disappearing, has there been any religious significance to, or records of celestial objects appearing or disappearing at the god's whim? Whether that's Soul or someone else.
She sort of thinks for a moment. Not to my knowledge.
Do I believe her?
I don't know. Roll an insight.
That is a 7.
It's hard to tell if she really knows herself, if your question is true or not. As far as I know, there haven't been any past records of such event as we are experiencing now. But that's not to say that there couldn't have been. It might have just not been recorded. But then, of course, that begs the question, as big of an event as that may be, why wouldn't it have been recorded? So, I'd like to answer your question, but I'm afraid I don't have enough knowledge myself.
Very well. Do you have any books on astronomy? That doesn't have to be from your personal collection. It could be from the School of the Divine.
I believe so. Why don't you follow me down to the library? Will you follow?
Yeah.
Okay. So she leads you down to the library, and you guys come across a sort of section just titled Celestial History, Celestial Objects. And Wylia pulls out one book, which is titled Celestial Objects and Their Significance in Solare. She flips through it and says to you, "This book explains most of our recorded knowledge on any celestial objects that we have observed on the continent, whether that be the sun, the moon, any sorts of stars within the sky. And if I remember correctly," she flips towards the end of the book. Ah, yes, here we go. "We even have a couple recorded instances of those so-called falling objects that I mentioned." She hands you the book.
I think this will do quite well. Do I need a library card, or will a Dawn Strider's badge suffice?
Nope. I will put it on my personal record of having... I'll say I checked it out, and you can just return it to me when necessary.
Thank you, that's very kind. I'm quite satisfied in this appointment. Is there any questions you all have?
No.
Alright, well then. Good take to you all.
You as well.
And I think we'll just, I'm good to go then.
Alright. Yeah, so after your little pit stop at the School of Divine, you guys make your way towards the western gate. Sure enough, there is Marner. Ah, Phantoms. Did you guys, figure out all you needed to do before we leave?
I think so.
Splendid. Then let us get a move on. And, yeah, with that, you guys head off. Similarly to your last mission, you guys are going to stop in Calpheon first. As I mentioned, the only way to get to Fire Island is through a charter from Calpheon. So it takes roughly the same amount of time, about a day and a half. So I will have you guys make 3 perception checks for 3 different time slots.
Oh, I'm good to do one of them.
Is this for just general travel?
Yep.
Okay. What's my perception?
I can do one.
All right.
I guess I'll do the last then.
Okie dokie. Let's go to Matt. Yeah. Okay. So, on your first day, you guys head out of Eden, and basically, you run into that river just to the left of the city on the map. And you guys sort of look around. There isn't really any like bridges or anything, but you do find some local fishermen who give you a ride across. After that, you guys sort of end up towards where the bend in the line starts, and that will be the first block. So, anyone want to take the second block now?
You thought you said you're gonna?
Yeah, I mean, I rolled terrible, but yeah, sure.
Nice.
Yeah, Joffrey, you are attempting to look, but you keep getting distracted by just everything, it seems like. But luckily, Marner was also keeping a lookout for you guys, and you guys were able to safely travel within that time span, which you guys end up sort of halfway between that second line there. And yeah, whoever's got the last block, please do so. 13, okay. Yeah, Ricard, the last bit of your journey is probably the easiest stretch. While you are looking around, you aren't really seeing a ton, but towards the end of the last block, you guys do make your way to Calpheon as it sort of comes up in the distance. Marner sort of pipes up. Here we are, gang. Welcome to Agni's capital. This is Calpheon. As you approach the city, it's sort of a much more luminescent than you would have expected. Sort of surrounded on all sides, there are, I guess, like lampposts and lanterns, just like any sort of means of lighting up the city that they could come up with, it's there.
I'll tap
Wow.
Telmanor on the shoulder, and I'll go, hey, look, lanterns.
Yeah, it's a little bit too similar, honestly.
Making fun of yourself.
Yeah.
Have you worked with lanterns before, Silmanor? Marner asks.
Something of a family business. Can't escape it, really. Are the lanterns something in high demand here?
I probably wouldn't say so. I think they've got their lantern businesses pretty covered, as you can probably tell.
No, Silmanor, I didn't know you had or were part of a lantern business back home. No wonder you're buying so much lantern oil and stuff like that.
Well, You never know when it can be used in a good situation. Beyond just messaging each other from long distance without the use of magic is very, very helpful.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I don't think I've ever had a conversation about lanterns before.
Well, how could we not? They're all around us. This place is so pretty.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying it's interesting.
I mean, I guess it's as normal as talking about making axes or
I guess so.
any other.
I guess not a lot of people talk
Normal
about
thing.
that.
Well, when the days are short, you kind of have to make do. And the days are certainly much shorter nowadays.
You got that right.
Who knows, maybe business is booming back home.
Think about that.
How do you think smithing's doing with a low light?
I don't know.
I mean, the fire from the smithery must be keeping it decently bright.
Probably. I mean, yeah.
I mean, back when I was in Leonenberg, what should I even call him? My pseudo-adopted father, maybe? Who taught me how to smith. His workshop was always so bright with like the colors of the coals and
I mean, the back
sparks.
workshop is usually very overheated. We have some windows in there, but they do practically nothing.
Yeah, it always does get hot in those kind of places.
Yeah. I bet now it wouldn't be too bad since it's always night.
Yeah, a little colder.
Yeah.
As a question, is it colder now? Like,
I didn't think about that. I was just thinking about that.
I would assume so.
Probably.
Well, it is this world's equivalent of January, so it's probably cold just in general, but it's not like it's unbearably cold.
yeah. But like, as opposed to like when in the morning it might, melt off some,
Yeah.
morning frost, it just stays there.
Yeah, I'd probably say the temperature dropped maybe like 5 degrees than it normally would have.
Well, it's still...
Most of the continent is relatively temperate, other than Fyrite. But yeah, I guess that's the best I can come up with for you.
I think me and Joff will be fine. It's warmer here anyways.
Yeah, I'm still not quite used to the cold here. Back in the jungle, it was not like this.
Goal.
Yeah.
You make it do, Ricard?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thanks for the concern.
Arrow, have you... Oh, well, you said you haven't really left Eden too much, so I guess
Yeah, I
you've
mean,
never
my grandfather
been.
had it pretty strict. I haven't really traveled a lot.
Mhm.
Not much at all.
Remember when we were in that, like, plant garden?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but a lot more, and a lot more dense. But it's
That sounds
It's-
cool.
nice and it's homey.
Yeah.
And that's where I lived for all my life. Up until very recently. So, yeah.
It'd be cool to visit someday.
Yeah, it would.
Do you think you'll ever go back?
Well, I mean, not.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get too personal.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, yeah, I'd hope to go back one day. I had this really nice treehouse that I built myself when I was not living with my people, and just being able to sit there in the trees and listen to the noises of the jungle was just magical almost. And the waves, the way the algae kind of glowed on the shore.
Sounds beautiful.
It was. I do want to go back.
Good. I'm glad. It sounds like a place worth visiting, living in, being a part of, I guess.
Yeah. It really was. But yeah, back to this place. Has anyone? Well, Marner, you've been here before, right?
That's right.
I'd imagine so.
Yep. Well, Marnie and I aren't from here originally, but we have been here before. And, Calpheon's always been one of my favorite spots. Much like yourselves, I've always loved coming here and observing the many colors from the lanterns. It's,
Do they do this all the time with the lanterns? Or is this like a special festival or something?
Oh no, this happens every night. And I guess nowadays, yeah, it would be out for all day. But, like I said, this has always been a home away from home for myself. Just a sort of comfort place to get away. Maybe when we're not on a quest, I can show you around a little bit. But let's get to our destination, which is the Council of Fire.
All right. Real quick before we get we like go into the city. Minerva's gonna send a message to Pharaon.
Do you have a sending for him?
Yeah.
All right.
And it's 25 words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey Pharaon, we completed our first mission. It didn't go smoothly, and I killed someone for the first time. Can't really sleep well. Any advice? And I'll send it.
It takes a moment or two before you get a response. It's not really until you guys are within the city limits that a response comes back. And it just says, sometimes we must face life's hardships, but it's always important to remember to come out of it on top. I know that you're strong enough to handle it, but if you're ever in need of some help, you know who to call.
Aw.
Ghostbusters.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Well, Minerva will smile a little bit and put her sending stone back in her pocket and kind of catch up to the others a little bit.
Cool. So, as you guys head more within the city, you guys reach sort of a large, like, central plaza block. So it's about like an 8x8 block of just sort of more open streets, couple larger buildings, some shopping, some just nice public art and stuff, some greenery. But at the center of it is a large sort of spiral tower that kind of, as I said, spirals up into like the shape of like a flame. And it's sort of like a bright, glowing, orangish, reddish color. Marner stops for a second. Well, gang, any guesses as to what that might be? As he alludes to the building I just described.
I imagine that's where the council is at then. Real flashy place.
Yeah, who else would live in a building like that?
Yeah, well, once, you're the ruler of an entire country, the governing body of an entire country, you kind of have to have some sort of showmanship, I would assume. And sure enough, the council does like to show off. But there isn't much time for gloating, so why don't we head on in? Marner.
Let's go.
Marner leads you guys inside, and sure enough, once you guys are inside, it is actually much warmer than it was outside. Seems like this building is heated somewhat, although you're not sure by what. But there's plenty of different people running around, just sort of members of the city who just sort of work, city officials, I should say. Some staff of the building, just some normal citizens doing whatever business they need. And Marner sort of walks in towards a dragonborn man. This man, some of you sort of do a double take as the dragonborn man kind of looks a bit like Kilbran. I don't know why I blanked on that name.
Who?
Is that... Didn't know that they sent the glow dragons over here.
That's the other party that was with us on that night, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Looks a little
Yes.
different. Maybe gotta do Dragonborn get haircuts.
I mean, haven't really paid too much attention, but I have not seen them really have too much hair, usually.
They
But
probably
I
get
don't know.
their like facial features like scaled back.
Huh. It's kind of interesting how Martyr didn't tell us that they were here. Unless this, in fact, isn't who we think it is, but
Unless we're just racist, I don't know.
That's entirely possible. Also, no one laughed at my joke.
I was
Marner,
internally laughing.
I'm sorry, Joffrey, you told a joke.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna go cry in this corner real quick. I'll be back in 15 seconds.
Marner sort of opens up his arms to this Dragonborn and just sort of shouts, "Ah, Durgle! Long time no see, pal."
Ah, so racist. Cool.
Could be a sibling, but most likely racist, unfortunate.
This Dragonborn, who Marner called Durgle, turns around. His eyes sort of light up a little bit. It's like, "Oh my god, it's Marner. How you doing, bud?" "Oh, you know, just bringing in some new recruits, showing them the ropes. You know how it is." "What, that lot over there?" "Oh yeah." Marner sort of waves you guys over. This here, as he sort of points to all of you, this is one of our newest groups, the Phowl Phantoms. Durgle kind of looks at each of you individually, sort of up and down. Can tell you guys have been through a lot already. But, looks like you guys are pretty capable. So, what brings you this way?
Just a mission. I think Marner would be able to explain it best of all of us.
Yeah, we're answering the council's request to go grab some of that Fyrite. Oh, yes. Well, all I can say is the council's pretty split on this decision. Unfortunately, the vote to go take some of it won over the vote to not take some, so that's what we're doing. But I would just warn you all to be on your best behavior over there. The island itself isn't necessarily dangerous. In fact, it's quite beautiful, I would say, in terms of some unique scenery. But the people there, I'm sure, as you've heard, it can be a little bit suspicious of outsiders. But as long as you guys don't give them any sort of hint at what you're after, then you should be fine. Can't say I agree with the council's decision myself, but sometimes the decisions we make have to be for the greater good. And, you know, despite how we may feel about it, getting that Fyrite is going to help a lot more people than not getting it.
Well, I guess we have no other option than to do what we can to help.
What else can you tell us about this tribe or these people? Is there a reason that they have lived in such isolation for such a long time?
Well, it's more so just out of they want to. They see no need to interact with the outside world that much, so they just tend to keep to themselves for the most part.
If we do this and infiltrate the island, per se, what kind of dangers could we face aside from the natives? Are there beasts? Are there sinkholes? What should we be aware of before we make this journey?
Well, the island itself was formed from volcanoes many, many eons ago, but none of those volcanoes are really active anymore, so I don't think that should be a concern. In terms of monsters, most of the natives have cleared them out or either domesticated them in some way. So I think you should be fine on that front. It's all just about making sure that you have the natives' trust.
Well, we can be trustworthy, right, guys?
Absolutely. I think we're the most trustworthy group after all. I think we're very reliable.
I mean, yeah, we're stealing some important stones, but I mean, think of the consequences if this eternal night pursues. I mean, we can't. This world cannot survive without the sun.
Yeah, things will keep getting worse and worse if we don't do something, so...
Well,
Guess
I don't know about you guys, but I think we're ready to head out and at the very least start scouting today. Make it to the island.
I'd say so.
Is there a map of this island? I'd be curious to see if there's any way we can get there and maybe map out our course.
Out of context, no, I don't have a map.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I was just more like thinking about like, oh, we know where things are on the island.
I could probably retrieve a map for you guys. Durgle, kind of walks away for a second, comes back with a piece of paper. We don't have very many recorded maps of the place, but hopefully this one's a little bit outdated, but hopefully it should do you. Just do you some good.
Very much appreciated.
Yeah, so you open the map It's mainly just a sort of circular island, sort of off to like the east of the island is where most of the dormant volcanoes that he mentioned sort of lay. And then kind of right by the shore where the side facing Calpheon is kind of where they've placed like a dot signifying where this tribe's village is. And then a couple yards away on the map, sort of towards the center of the island, is a star signifying the sort of outcrop of Fyrite that they're looking to get.
Okay.
And if you guys are up to the task, a new map of the island would be much appreciated if you're able to map it. But that's just a silly favor for me. You don't actually have to do it if you don't want to.
We could try. Are any of us cartographers here? I mean, I'm not.
I'm definitely not.
Ricard?
I haven't had any practice. I've wandered around, but haven't really made maps of where I've gone.
Then maybe our scholar can be our cartographer then.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I had some practice mapping out some regions and stuff in school. I'm a little rusty, but I could always give it a shot.
Well, regardless, it's not a requirement, but it would be much appreciated. And I think I have a backup option, should you guys not be up to it. Well, any other questions for me?
No, I think we can do most of our planning on the passage there.
Alright, well, Marner, Phantoms, I wish you guys good luck.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Oh, and by the way, if you see Killibrand, tell him I say hello.
Are you a friend of his?
Oh yeah, we go way back. I'm sure he can tell you more about it if you guys run into him again, but
Okay.
I'll just say that we've been very close friends for a long time.
Didn't catch your name. Can you say it again?
Durgle.
Durgle. Okay.
Brendan, around what time is it roughly in the day? Or is it night?
Like I said, your journey took like a day and a half, so it's like middle of the day.
We could, opening up to the group, we could try infiltrating this island at night, maybe go to sleep a little early, and maybe try and sneak onto the island when less people are awake.
I mean, I guess if we could do it at when people are sleeping, that would be nice, but it is always night, so we
I mean, I
do
think
have
people
the
are
cover
still-
of darkness.
People are still generally keeping their sleep consistent, with what it used to be. So it might actually be a safer option to go when people are sleeping. I figured they'll all probably be asleep around the same time. Or not all, most.
I think I'll be fresh for this, so if we don't, the timing shouldn't matter that much then. We can just do it.
I mean, if these natives are as, they've described, where they haven't really contacted much of the outside world in a long time, they must be freaking out at this eternal night.
Or
That
they
could
think
be-
it's the will of their god or whatever.
Yeah.
So they could either be more on alert, or they could be more at ease. I guess we won't know until we go to the island and find out. Well, no, if no one has anything, I propose we head out tonight. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
Sure.
That's good to me too.
Fine by me.
Well, Marner, I guess it's settled.
Very well. Is there anything anyone wants to do in the meantime? Or we can just skip ahead.
Yeah, we can save sightseeing till after we come back.
Hold on. Does anyone else have a lantern?
Don't believe I do.
I do not.
I will buy another lantern for someone else with a hood.
Okay.
I was just thinking, if we want to experiment with this long-distance communication, we could try this, especially since we're doing some infiltration. If we ever want to split up and still be able to send a signal without, lighting an entire forest on fire.
A hooded lantern is 5 gold pieces.
All right.
So are you talking about a way to communicate with light, like turning it on and off or something at different intervals?
Yeah. Just be
We could-
call and answer. Just maybe a certain amount of pulses is a kind of a check-in, see on whether the plan is still working, and if there's and if it is, then it can be once for yes, twice for no.
I like it. We could maybe you and me, Sel. We could formulate a list of a bunch of different messages and how to communicate it with long showings of the light and then short showings of the light.
Joffrey over here inventing Morse code.
We could work on it while the rest of these guys maybe get some sleep.
I mean, yeah, that'd be an idea. For this mission, we'll keep it simple, but in the future, we can advance it to something like that.
Sure.
All right. I'll hold on to the other lantern for now, just until that opportunity arises that we split up. All right, vámonos.
All right.
I'm gonna change the music here real quick. What? I can't play that song. Damn it. Sorry. There you go. Alright, so no one wants to do anything? You guys are ready to just skip ahead?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Yeah, so you guys head down to, the docks, and you sort of look out into, the little bay there, and you can definitely see, Fire Island off in the distance, as well as, another island off to the left. And yeah, you guys find yourselves a little charter boat. Marner pays the captain of the boat, and you guys are ready to set sail. From Calpheon to the edge of the island probably is about the rest of the day and probably halfway through the night. So we'll say like, I don't know, 6-ish hours. So just for the sake of it, can I have one person just do a perception check for this time block?
Sure. 12.
Yeah, as you sort of look out Minerva, you don't really see much other than just the moonlight sort of reflecting off the waves. You sort of look at a couple of fish that are jumping out of the water alongside the boat. And yeah, just sort of looking out, watching the island approach.
Alright.
So, yeah, you guys reach the island without any issue really. There is a small little dock on the shore, and the captain of the boat parks it there. Now you guys are on the island. Once you guys sort of all hop off, the island's pretty forested, not terribly. Along the shorelines, it's much more forested, but as you guys sort of head on in, the trees sort of, I guess, are more scattered about. Following your map, you sort of just basically head straight in from the docks, and sure enough, you come across this small little village. So the entrance of the village sort of leads in, and there are 5 or so large size like straw bamboo-ish type like huts that kind of surround the main pathway, and then like towards the center of the village, it opens up into a large, just like common area. These are all just sort of like dirt roads that lead throughout the village. Also towards like the edge where you guys are looking in, there's what looks to be like a building sort of on like large wooden like stilts, which you can assume to be some sort of like guard tower. Most of the village is lit up by like torches. And then finally towards like the back of the village, there is an even larger hut than some of the smaller huts towards the front. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, also there's like a big fire pit at the center of the village, although it's not lit right now.
Can we see any people out and about?
Yes, there are a couple of people just sort of walking around, kind of just like gathering up sort of any like rocks or sticks that they find, and just sort of like collecting those and throwing them into like a basket. There are a few people kind of towards one of the guard towers, just like sharpening some tools. Although the one thing you notice with all these people is that their clothes are much more, I guess, less modern, much more primitive. Mostly they're just wearing like animal skins around their like shoulders and the waists. They have a few sort of like cloth items that they are wearing as well, but I mean, it's not like they have full-blown like metal armor and stuff like that, so.
Well, are we doing this sneaky, like, or are we gonna first going to learn something from the people?
Around what time is it roughly right now?
It's like the middle of the night. Like, I don't know, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
I mean, we could try talking to them, but it might seem a little alarming to them if we show up in the middle of the night
Yeah,
through the forest and ask for directions.
So do we have so we know where the Fyrite is on the map, right? What direction to go?
Yeah, so from the village, I don't know if you guys want to look at the world map again. Here. So, village is like here-ish.
Mm-hmm.
The Fyrite is kind of like over here.
I see. Is there any there isn't a map, right?
No.
We don't. Okay.
And about where did we land again? Just like about here.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we can just go straight for the Fyrite, and if anyone discovers us, we just play dumb.
An idea that we
We
could
could always.
maybe think
sorry, go
about.
ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
How was I gonna say it? So they basically have. Is it basically no, like no? They have no communication really with the outside world, I guess.
They've had some, but it's mostly the outside world coming in contact with them, not so much where they're like seeking to go off the island to contact someone.
I'm thinking we could maybe like, because they say that they're not like threatening unless, I guess, threatened. We could maybe try talking to them and see if. How do I word this? We could basically say that we're just looking, like we're just traveling and looking for ideas for, like, how to get rid of the night and see if they have any ideas, or just that would be a way to get us in, I guess. We could even split up and like some of us do that and like distract some of them. Maybe. I'm not sure. We could, I mean, that's one way to talk to them, I guess. But if we want to, I guess, completely just sneak in, we could also try that. I'm not sure which one would be easier, though.
First, let's scope out this Fyrite place. If it's easy enough to snatch, it might be easier to just take and answer questions later.
That's true.
If it's well guarded, then we'll have to have a cover story.
Yeah.
Let's before then, I'd say mentioning anything about fixing the sun might make them grow wary enough to kind of up their security around that, which I don't think would be a good idea. Maybe we could do something more neutral, like we are scholars or some sort of thing, and we're trying to document their culture. That way we can investigate things without being seen as too nosy.
Or we could tell them that we too want to worship Fyrite.
You got a license for that. We're the Fyrite inspectors, obviously.
I think we should go and check out the area first before we
Yeah.
I
get
agree.
noticed.
So you guys are gonna go check out the Pyrite area?
Yep.
Alright.
And we do so sneakily.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to make stealth checks for me then?
Oh,
No.
should I leave my armor at the boat?
No.
No.
That seems a little bit reckless. Maybe. Oh, but that's only for 1 hour. No, never mind.
Yeesh, you duck.
So where is it?
I'll go ahead and give Minerva. You don't already have my my divine blessing, right?
Not that I know of.
All right. Then I'll put a hand on your shoulder and give you vigilant blessing just in case anything gets a little crazy, so you have an advantage on initiative.
Okay. I guess I'll just try and be as quiet as I can with this armor on, but I can't really make any promises.
What was
Are we all making stealth checks?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's not as bad as it could have been.
Dang.
Well, I didn't get the worst.
I want to let you know, it was very close to being a 2, and then it went to the nat 20.
Well, alright. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say, Ricard, you're basically leading the way, feeling pretty confident in yourself, not making a peep. Arrow's pretty close behind you. Silmanor, you're just sort of moseying along. You're being quiet, but you're not going too fast. Minerva, you're trying to be as careful as you can, not to sort of like clank all your armor around. There's a tiny bit of noise, but you're doing your best to sort of muffle it, I guess. And then Joffrey, for some reason in your mind, Fire Island stuck out to you, and you pull out your travel journal. Sure enough, the first location in your travel journal is Fire Island. And so, as you are sort of looking through it, you are sort of reading and walking at the same time, and you end up tripping.
Oh,
And it kind of makes a little bit of a thud. And some of the guys that were out sharpening some tools by the guard tower kind of like look over and stand up for a second, just sort of like tilting their heads like, what the heck was that? But they quickly go back to what they were doing after there's no like continuance of noise. But you can hear some of what they're saying, and it's in a language that you're a little bit it's in a language that you don't really understand.
is there anything I can make?
You can't really make out like any words or anything, but based on sort of the rough tone that they're using, you can kind of pick out a few what sound like celestial words.
Oh, I know Celestial.
I'll call to Salmnor because I know that because I'm such a good friend, and I say, "Hey, Sal, come listen to this. Come back here. You hear what they're saying?"
I'll try to. Do I have to make a roll?
Make a perception check.
That is a 15.
15?
Yep.
Yeah, you sort of put your ear up towards the direction of where they are. And while it is celestial, it's very broken. Basically, it sounds like they're talking about sort of what sort of some of their like daily chores are for tomorrow. You can hear like what do you do for tomorrow? I watch perimeter of island, and I go get some plant material. What about you? Well, I deliver some weapons, and it's just sort of like that sort of tone, like you can understand it, but it's in a very like not super coherent.
Okay. They're just talking about chores.
Oh, very interesting. Thanks for the translation.
I mean, they can't all be the most incredible thing. Sometimes you gotta talk about boring things.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Interesting, though.
Yeah, so we'll continue. So you guys head on through the woods, stealthing about, till eventually you reach another much larger clearing. So this clearing sort of levels out and then dips down into this large sort of like crater. From this crater, you can like kind of make out like a faint like reddish orangish glow. And that's about it, really. I'd say this clearing is probably about half the size of the clearing where the village was. Or not half the size, double the size, excuse me.
And is there anything in the clearing that looks notable?
Well, you can't really see like anything down in the crater from where you are, so you'd have to sort of get up to the edge of it.
At the
clearing-
edge, I'm gonna take.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, I'm just looking at my inventory. Yeah, I'll just take out like a loose piece of cloth, and I'll ask Sel, "Hey, do you get a torch or a light or something?"
I mean, I can just light up my lantern here.
Yeah, that works. I'm gonna take the cloth and I'm gonna set it on fire, and then I'm gonna just gracefully like drop it over the edge just to see kind of how far it falls down.
Yeah, so just sort of off. Well, are you getting up to the edge first?
Yeah, if it's not too much of a climb or anything.
Okay. It's a slight climb, but it's nothing you can't handle. So you, Joffrey, kind of make your way up the little incline where this crater is, before it dips down. And once you get to the edge, sure enough, you can see just sort of this large, I guess, field of glowing, like reddish orangish crystals. Within the crater, you notice a couple of those same people from the village just sort of like walking around, patrolling. And yeah, you drop the cloth. Takes about, I would say, 30 seconds, half a minute before it finally flutters down all the way.
Gotcha. I'm gonna climb back down just stealthily, and I'm just gonna say to the group, "Hey, I think I found what we're looking for, but we gotta be careful. There's a couple sentries down there. Looks to be guarding or harvesting the Fyrite."
Don't think they're harvesting. Well, let's. Hmm. How big is the Fyrite?
I'll
Um,
explain to him what I saw.
so it's not like a big like piece of Fyrite. It's more like a field of like small little like gems that you could like fit in the palm of your hand, just sort of like scattered all about this crater.
How much are we supposed to bring back?
Marner said that the council only needs maybe like 2 to 3 pieces.
Okay, I mean, if we can. I mean, we could do. How close are these people together?
Joffrey, you saw 2 of them sort of towards the like entrance of the crater. The people on the island have actually dug in like a little like proper entrance to the crater. So 2 of them were kind of by there just chilling. There were about 3 you could see within the actual like field of gems, just sort of patrolling, kind of in a pattern. One of them sort of took over like 1 quadrant each of the crater. So one of them took over like the space that was kind of by where you were. One of them was sort of on the opposite side. Actually, better way to explain it is kind of like a triangle. So one of them was by you, one of them was like towards the back of the crater, and then one of them was towards like the other end of the crater. And they're each sort of just patrolling their specific areas.
All right. All right, group. You guys have any ideas? I have some, but I'd like to hear your input first.
I mean, we could always make a distraction like last time. Hopefully not burn down an entire forest, but... So who knows if the sentries will will think anything's more important than guarding the gems.
Do they have anything on their persons that looks like a horn or some sort of noisemaker? If I like go out there to take a look.
From what Joffrey could tell, he couldn't really see, but it is safe to assume that they have some sort of way of contacting each other.
Okay.
They have a way of contacting each other. I could copy it, but I would have to hear it once first.
All right.
Well,
How deep was the hole?
Probably like 20 feet down. At its lowest
Wait.
point, I should say. It's sort of, it's almost like a bowl shape, you know? Just like kinda gradually declines into.
Let's say if I was at the edge, would I be within 20 feet of the crystals? Or within 30, I mean.
Yes and no. Distance-wise, yes. But the crystals are kind of more situated towards the like center of the crater. So you would be. Hang on. Yeah, you would probably be within 30 feet. Each way, like if you're just going like straight across, as well as going down.
Okay, well, let me see if So if I'm staying at the where Joffrey was, looking down toward the crystals, would I be within 30 feet of them? Like, up, looking down?
I would say so, yes.
I could try, and I'll conjure a little ghostly hand next to me. I could try and just grab them from here. They look close enough. Not sure if they're heavy or anything. And if they're too heavy, I wouldn't be able to grab them, but...
The crystals are like embedded within rock, so I don't know if Mage Hand is able to break them out necessarily.
Probably require more than 5 pounds of force.
Yeah.
Probably.
I have something of a smart, stupid plan. These people worship these things, and they might be freaking out about the sun disappearing. I know everyone is. If they're superstitious enough. I know their language. And I have thaumaturgy. We can maybe put on a little bit of a show. And maybe to the effect convince them to leave the area as if they're disturbing some divine practice that they must return in the morning. Or return when the sun is in the sky again.
Oh no.
Does anyone have any parlor tricks? I can... do they have torches on them?
Yes, they did.
They do. Okay. I can make their torches change color. I can make my voice boom. I can make a bunch of other sounds. Is there anything in anyone else's arsenal that could make this divine message seem even more important or reputable?
Well, I can make lights. I can also make small illusions.
Small illusions would be good.
What exactly do you have in mind?
Are they static illusions or can they move around?
It can't be larger than 5 feet. And they just can't touch it. Things will, like, if you throw a rock at it, it'll just whoop right through. So.
Okay. And what's the range on that?
30 feet.
Okay, it seems 30 feet is the magic number today.
Yeah.
Ricard, you got anything?
Not like that, no. I mean, I have Shatter, but I mean, I don't know how much that would help.
Mm-hmm. Also, are we far enough away from the village that I feel secure enough that if I start using thaumaturgy that the rest of the island will hear it?
What are you trying to do with thaumaturgy?
Like, if I have it'll make my voice 3 times as loud for a minute. And so I'm trying to, like, go like, this is your god speaking, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if they have some way of contacting each other through noise, that noise is probably going to travel back towards the village as well, and the noise that they make is probably not as loud as what you're gonna do. So
I see. So this whole thing I'll just end up setting off that thing they have.
probably.
Okay. That maybe.
How many total sentries were there?
There's 5, the 2 at the entrance, and then the 3 patrolling.
Of course, we can go ahead and do the whole silence plan.
I can also cast Thunder Wave, which is an audible boom that can be heard up to 300 feet away.
Yeah, let's not.
Looks like we're good in the sound department, but sadly, I guess that's not what we need.
Do I have any idea? Can I go out and take a look? Is there anyone who looks like they would be a leader amongst these?
Sure. Yes, you climb up to the spot where Joffrey was before. Kind of look around. And it seems that the one towards the back of the crater looks to be a bit more built, I guess you could say, than the others. And sort of seems to, I guess, have a bit more garb to him, which makes you think he could be the leader.
Okay. So maybe.
Can I have you make a perception check?
Yes. Oh, that is 11.
Okay. So, as you kind of are looking around, just for anything else, right as you sort of like turn around to go back to the group, out of the corner of your eye, across the way, you think you see some sort of like shadow or something drop down from the opposite edge of the crater.
A shadow. Okay, how big is it?
Well, as soon as you turn back around, you can't really see anything. So you don't really know.
So I just got the motion, and then I looked back, and I couldn't find what that was.
Yeah.
I'll quickly wander back. I think I can, what I can do, I saw some motion, but it was probably just my imagination. I can cast silence on the big guy so that we could still do our sound plane without probably setting off whatever communication device they have. And then we can go ahead with that, since that nothing I need to do requires thaumaturgy. Maybe, yeah, because silence is 120 feet of range. I can do that. Maybe if I can catch multiple people within, it would be better, but who knows. I'll do the whole thaumaturgy thing. You maybe do a minor illusion of maybe well, it can't be a moving flame. What do you think would be the image of their deity?
I mean, I have no idea, honestly.
Maybe we could do just a glowing eyes.
I mean, I could make like glowing lights. Like I can make them appear like torch-like, or
can you move them around at will then?
Yeah.
Okay. Then maybe just follow my lead. Oh, I guess you won't be able to understand anything that I'm saying. I'll be speaking.
What language are you speaking?
Oh, Celestial.
Oh, I can speak that.
Silmanor just kind of... You understand Celestial?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Huh. You just see a look of just, oh fuck, kind of on Silmanor's face, and then just brushes off, and like, okay.
Whatever, just kind of looks at you like a little puzzled, but...
Alright, then, sure, you'll be able to follow my lead. I'll basically tell them to, quietly leave the area for a couple hours while this, holy ceremony takes place. I'll say something about them angering me. What do we want to call ourselves, this sun god? I feel like soul is a little bit too on the nose.
I mean, it's kind of hard when we don't know anything about what, like, exactly their deity is.
Maybe we could just be vague about it and just say the Lord of the Sky. Alright, that works.
Yeah. And all I have to do is make the floating, like, fire, just dance around it.
Yep. Alright. That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Alright, guys. I think, just, you guys can lie in wait. Unless you got anything that can aid this plan. Well, let's keep it that way. Is there any spot maybe I can hide so that I'm really close? Because the sound still is coming from my mouth.
I mean, if you like find like the right like dip sort of in between like where the crater kind of goes up before it goes down, you might be able to be out of sight.
Okay. All right.
I have to be. No, never mind.
I'm going
I'll stand
to...
a little bit farther away from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I got it. I'll use disguise self to kind of give myself as like much camouflage clothes as possible. Is that something I can do?
I think so. Well, it depends. What are you trying to like look at?
I'm just trying to look like maybe a smaller version of myself, but like face paint, body clothes, all camouflage. I'm fucking Navy SEAling this. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just or maybe just like long robes, sure, that just cover everything.
I suppose that works.
I just want to cover as much distinguishing features as possible.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
That way, like, someone won't like look over and go like, "That's just that guy."
Yeah.
And yeah, just maybe have the lights go out a little bit further out so they don't illuminate me.
Will do.
Okay. So, I'm gonna do that. And I'm going to cast... Okay, so how many people can I get within a 20-foot radius, not diameter, 20-foot radius sphere of silence? Because it's 120-foot range, so I can probably get it anywhere. Prioritizing the big guy.
You would probably only be able to get just the big guy. The
Just the
crater in diameter is much wider than 20 feet. But each of the like 4 or 3 people patrolling are pretty like far from each other. So you would probably only be able to get one of the patrolmen at a time, or the 2 guards standing at the front.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So Minerva and Solare, as you guys sort of exit the brush to execute your plan, Solare, you kind of nestle yourself up kind of on the incline, just as out of sight as possible. Minerva, you kind of do the same, like just off to the side of him, a little bit behind. As you guys are about to, cast your spells.
We love casting spells.
You hear one of the guards sort of make a very loud, like, yelling, screaming-ish noise. Kind of sounds like the episode of SpongeBob where they yell "Victory Screech" and they make that noise. So you both go to kind of just peek over the edge, see what's going on, and the 5 guards are kind of huddled around a figure that seems to be excavating or just like pulling out one of these crystals.
God damn it. Just cursing Celestial. Like, God damn it, why couldn't it just be someone's grandpa this time?
The 5 guards each have spears sort of pointed out at this figure. And the 2 of you can sort of like understand what they're saying a little bit, like, who are you? Like, get out of here, that sort of stuff. So this figure pulls out the crystal, and then from like the side of his like hip, he pulls out some sort of tool, begins clicking it. Click, click, click.
Am I getting dangerous senses here?
Very.
Okay. I looked at Minerva just like, what do we do?
I don't know.
Minerva, these clicking sounds are very familiar to you. As this figure finally turns around and reveals he's got what looks to be some sort of like gun device. Click, click.
Okay, I looked at Minerva. Just go the plan. I'm going to cast silence, and then how close
You can get
are
all
they
of them now, right?
Yeah, I can get all of them. So, all right. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to. How close am I to them, or close to a torch? A torch.
Close enough.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn the torches all blue immediately. If I can. Just how many ever torches I can. And then after I cast silence in Celestial, I will boom out and say, "Who dares disturb this sacred ground?" Do they and I'll just wait to see kind of if this disrupts whatever is going on. It shifts any of their attention over.
So silence just makes it so they can't hear anything,
Oh,
or they
wait.
can't say anything.
Oh fuck, they're deafened. Oh wait, no, shit. Okay, sure, we're not doing that. God damn it. Okay, fine. Sure, whatever. No silence. It's good. It's thaumaturgy anyways.
Minerva will like lean over to you. This is really dangerous. That guy out there. We can't mess with him.
Sure enough.
Or have we already committed? We've already committed to
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of did it before I.
Sure enough,
Okay,
Minerva, as you say this, you can finally get a glimpse of his face, and it is the same man who pursued you however so long ago. He gives a couple more clicks of the gun.
Does anyone respond to my thaumaturgy? Does anyone change behavior? Does the guy like look around. Can I intimidate people? Is that a thing I can do?
What does thaumaturgy do?
I'm making my voice like boom. Like it's 3 times as loud as normal, and I'm like, and I'm trying to put on an act.
So, the guy doesn't really flinch at all. The guy with the gun. The guards and stuff kind of like look around, and they're just like, "What's going on?" And then the next thing they know, the guy with the gun takes the chunk of the Fyrite that he got, sticks it in his gun, clicks it one more time, and in an instant, 5 loud bangs come out of his gun, and the 5 guards are fallen on the ground.
No, not again, not again, not again. Minerva's like clearly like upon hearing that sound, like visibly distraught.
Well, fuck subtlety, I guess. I'm gonna cast command, and in common, but still, is this something I can still do? Is like, how long does the booming last for? I'm trying to. Like, it's more for theatrics more than anything. Oh, for 1 minute, so I can do this. So yeah, I'll say drop, and that'll force him to if he fails, drop whatever he's holding on his turn. So yeah, is this a roll initiative?
Nope, but he does succeed.
What? Okay.
Damn it. If that succeeded, there was something I wanted to do, but fuck.
He kind of looks up to the voice that he heard in the sky, and in Celestial himself, he just says, "You are nothing but a fake god. My business is done here." As he begins to walk away. That is where we will end for tonight.
No!
Damn it.
Dickhead, oh my god.
I thought I was gonna be able to, like, for a second, just like slap my dick on the table and just be like, everyone shut up and pay attention to this distraction.
Minerva lives to be distraught another day.
Once again, I don't get to use silence.
Oh man.
But I feel like you're just never going to use the utility spells you want to use.
Hey, okay. Look, it's one thing for something to be used and fail, and it's another thing to not get the opportunity at all.
Well, I told you silence would make them deafened, right?
Yeah.
It's also something he did know, he just forgot.
Yeah.
Man.
Man, indeed.
Yeah. Just the image of the horse saying "man."
Exactly.